Sometimes you spend money and your company needs to pay you back. Maybe you bought something for work, but you paid for it at the time. So you will fill out a form called an expense reimbursement form. Reimbursement. This means money back to you. This is a Google Sheet. It has different rows of information. These are rows, row 15, row 16, and it has columns. So this is one column, this is a different column, this is column D. Okay, so to fill in this form, you'll type in the box, this would be your name. Usually you have an ID number with your company. That number goes here. This part here, the expense period, probably the administration does this, your boss fills this in, but usually they pay, there's a starting date each month and the ending date each month where they track the expenses and reimbursements. Here you put your manager's name, and this is the name of your department. The business purpose, why did you buy these things? Maybe they are some missing supplies. You could put missing supplies. Or maybe the purpose is a company picnic and you needed to buy cups and plates. Okay, so maybe there were two purposes. Here below, you will itemize your expenses. This means list them. First, second, third, list everything you bought. So put a date. What date did you go shopping? Did you buy? And what did you buy? What's the name of the item? Maybe you went shopping on March 3rd, 2021. You can see that the information shows up here. And maybe you bought pencils. I don't know. Maybe they needed pens for work. What category? What kind of purchase? Business cards? No. Business meals? Paying for lunch for a client? No. Dues? Maybe you owe money for a club or a union. Legal fees? I hope not. You're not paying for a lawyer. License fees? Maybe you have to pay to get your license renewed. Mileage? We talked about tracking mileage. Some companies will just pay you back for your mileage with an expense reimbursement form. Office supplies. This is office supplies. Pens. So I'll select office supplies. You can see there's other kinds of categories. Maybe you had to get a passport or postage. You had to buy stamps to mail a letter. Or get more printer cartridges and you need more ink for your printer. Or printer paper or software you had to buy to do work for your computer. Or stationery for writing thank you notes. Or a subscription to a newspaper or an organization. They send you a newspaper every month. Maybe you had to buy a phone or some tools or pay for training or travel or work clothing or something else. You can see a couple other items here. So after you select your item, click and enter a value from range categories. A2. Okay, so looking at A2, that's up here. I'm not sure what that meant. Okay, and then how much money did you spend? What was the cost of this? Let's say you spent $4. Okay, so you enter the cost, and you will see that after you hit enter, that number shows in the subtotal and the total reimbursement. So if I had to also spend money on, I needed to get Microsoft Word for my computer. That is software. And that maybe that cost me $82. I hit enter, and now I have a new subtotal. So now they will pay me $86. Sometimes when you go shopping for work, you know you need to buy something, but you don't know how much money it's going to cost. So you ask for money to go shopping. So that's called a cash advance. Advance is money before. And maybe your boss gave you $50 already in cash. And so you went shopping and you spent the $50 plus 36 more. So now you're asking for a reimbursement of $36. Maybe you didn't get the cash advance, I'll delete that. And so now you need a reimbursement of $86. So you will fill in the form, choose 3 things. You can make them up. Maybe you needed to get, you took your client out to lunch. Okay, and that is called a business meal. And maybe you spent $45. Okay, just imagine some numbers here, choose the correct category for your purchase, and make up some dates, and you'll see some money here. In real life, then you will print this form and sign it here and put the date. And you will also need to have approval signature. Your boss signs and says, yes, okay, give her the money, give him the money. And then your boss also puts the date. And so this form you print and submit to the payroll office. You also need to attach your receipts. You have to show this is exactly how much money I bought. So you attach your receipts, maybe a paper clip or a staple to get your money back. And this shows mileage reimbursement for a personal car. If you used your personal car to take your client to lunch, they will pay you 56 cents per mile if you had to drive 10 miles. So that's a little money, you know. So this is an expense reimbursement form. And now you have a little homework to practice this.